I'd like to call to order the City of Natchitoches Planning and Zoning meeting. The full audio of our planning and zoning meetings are available at www.cityofnatchitochesla.gov. The next city council meeting is June 14th, right here. Applications for rezoning will be introduced at that time. Final voting on applications for rezoning will be held June 28th, 2021. All interested parties are encouraged to attend both meetings. Appeals from any decisions tonight must be filed in writing within 10 days of tonight's decision, and those are on variances or waivers or re-subdivisions only. I would ask everybody to sign in if they haven't already. Speakers need to come forward to the AMBO and identify themselves and speak directly into the mic. We don't have much this evening, so I'll dispense with some of my more laborious instructions. And the next meeting is July the 6th, right here at 5 p.m. Anything else on the call to order or comments?
No, sir.
All right, Roman number 2, roll call, Ms. Oaks.
Here.
Here.
Isaac Lewis.
Here.
Charles Whitehead III.
Here.
Michael Lewis. Ron Brown.
Here.
Edward Blake.
Here.
Ricky McAllister.
All right, by my count, that's a quorum. Is that correct, Ms. Oaks?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wright?
That's it.
All right. Roman numeral 3, approval of the minutes from the May 4th, 2021 meeting. Recording for all city meeting videos will now be posted to the city's website. To watch the video, the user can subscribe to the city's YouTube channel at City of Natchitoches, LA, or visit the city website at www.natchitochesla.gov/content/meeting videos. We have minutes in our packets. Ms. Wright? All right. If there are no corrections, deletions, or substitutions, I'd request a motion to waive their formal reading and accept them as presented.
I so move.
Motion by Clay.
I'll second.
Second by DuBois. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
I'll sign those at the conclusion of the meeting. Roman numeral 4, old business, subsection A, the city council approved the application by Adrian Marvici to rezone the following lot 5 of Broadmoor subdivision unit 2 less 0.011 acres to the highway department from B3 commercial to B3 commercial with an additional BA zoning for consumption on premises. Is there any other old business, Ms. Robb?
No, sir.
Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection A, the application by Mr. Gary Jackson to request a variance at the following location, lots 51A of the Springfield addition. Variance requested is a variance of 25 feet of the 25-foot front yard setback to replace a metal carport bearing municipal address 1568 Sabine Street, Councilperson District number 4, exhibit number 1 in Commissioner's packet. Comment by the director.
Well, Mr. Jackson had originally had a carport there, and during our storm or whatever, his carport was destroyed. So he's wanting to go back with a carport and extend it a little bit further out. So with the extension, he's gonna take up the whole 25-foot front yard setback.
Does the commission have does the department have a position?
No.
All right. Is Mr. Jackson or his designee present today?
Mr. Jackson's here.
Please come forward and tell us what you plan on doing.
My name is Gary Jackson, nice to see everyone. I plan on putting up a 18 by 27 carport shed. I got an order of these. I want to build it inside my fence that I already have and extend it at no side, no electric, no nothing to it, just a cover top.
So it doesn't extend past what he had already?
No, I'm actually, from where my fence post is now, where my gate at, it's gonna set 5 foot further back.
Yeah, just the 5
Back
foot.
into, to my carport shed I have now.
But it's still taking up the whole 25-foot setback. It was a non-conforming use to begin with.
All right. It's not gonna block the view of vehicles or anything like that.
All right, Mr. Jackson, we appreciate you coming forward today. Questions for Mr. Jackson from commission members? Hearing none, there's no one in opposition to the application of Jackson. Discussion by commission members.
I move we approve.
Motion by Mr. Claiborne to approve.
A second.
By Ms. DuBois. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. It'll be final in 11 days, Mr. Jackson.
Okay.
So you just have to hold off till then.
Think I can hold off that?
Just check with Ms. Rock or Ms. Oaks, and they'll tell you in 11 days if anybody's appealed.
Okay.
Because even if they're not here today, they have a right to appeal.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you, sir. Roman numeral 5, new business, subsection B, the application by Mr. Clay Mayu Enterprises, Inc., doing business as Mayu Steak and Seafood, to rezone the following: lot on the northwest corner of Front and Two Line Street, 194.9 feet, frontage on Front Street by 162 feet, from B3 commercial to B3 commercial with an additional BA zoning for alcohol consumption on premises bearing municipal addresses of 506 and 512 Front Street, Exhibit Number 2, Councilperson District Number 1 in the Commissioner's packet. Comments by the Director as Mr. Mayu comes up to address any questions.
As everyone is familiar with, this is a Mayu Steakhouse that was on Front Street that burned recently. So they're coming back before us because they're extending the restaurant to where the soap dispensary area is. So, right, so that portion of Front Street still has to have the BA zoning, so that's why we requested that.
So if he was going back in the same footprint, he wouldn't have to be here, but because he's expanding a little, he needs to.
Correct.
Have we had any comments from the public?
No, they're just waiting for him to reopen.
All right. Thank you. Mr. Mai, you've heard the comments by the directors and the summary of your application. Is there anything else you need to add?
I can't think of anything at this time.
All right, well, let's see if the commissioners have any questions for you, other than your reopening date. Is the commission, any questions from the commission? Hearing none, what's the commission's pleasure?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Lewis to approve, second by Mr. Claiborne. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. That carries. Mr. Mayu, it will come before the city council on June the 14th for introduction only, and then June 28th for final approval. I would suggest you be at both meetings because the city council, typically, somebody will show up for that introduction only, and if they say they're gonna be in Houston or Chicago or LA, and they can only talk then, they will listen to them. So I would suggest you show up. If nobody says anything, I wouldn't say anything. But, you know, that's the old lawyer coming out at me. I'd show up to be heard, but if nobody says anything, I wouldn't say anything either. Thank you, Mr. Mayu.
You know, all kind of free stuff today. Free advice.
Roman numeral 6, the report of office activities.
Well, I did receive a phone call today from Mr. Strange. They're pushing back their application again to August.
Okay.
They're still coming forward, so just
We're
be
waiting for
prepared.
compliant. And for the commission's edification, Ms. Rock, I, and the several city department heads met with Mr. Strange to go over his application. They promise it will be compliant. What we saw appeared to be compliant. We're waiting for the hydrology study, for lack of a better term, on the water, but it looks like what they're proposing, it meets the minimums, actually exceeds them by about 1,200 square feet per lot. I don't particularly, you know, it doesn't have two ways in and out, which is one of the things we looked at, but we do not have the ability to deny it on that basis. We're looking at the retention ponds and those kind of things, making sure the math works out. Nick Veretta's working with Mr. Smoke, their engineer, and so it may just be one of those things that we have to look at and make sure it's compliant. But I'm not sure we have a lot of ability to influence it more than the department heads have with them at our informal meeting. Any other office activities?
No, sir.
Roman number 7, Reverend Claiborne.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Claiborne to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. DuBois. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.